Hello, folks. Welcome to another edition of the Maine Ham Radio Society's YouTube video and podcast. This week, I want to talk a little bit about some Maine ham radio news. And the first item on the agenda, Hamfests are back. This COVID-19 has caused a lot of ham radio events to be canceled over the last year and so many months. But now we're kind of getting back to normal. We're not quite there yet, but I want to let you know that the folks at the Pine State Amateur Radio Club have decided that they are going to have their Hamfest. The Herman Hamfest is going to happen. It's going to be June 5th, June 5. Let me go ahead and share my screen. I'll give you the details on it. Okay, right there. There we go. And you can see it's June 5th. And, if you've been to the Herman Hamfest before, it was at the school. This is a different location now. So note that. It's at the Herman Mountain Ski Area. And that's on the Newburgh Road. And rain or shine, it's going to start at 7:30 a.m. for the tailgaters and 8 a.m. for all others. $5 entrance fee, unless you're 12 or under. And they are going to have amateur radio examinations there, but it is not just walk-in. You have to contact them in advance. And you can do that by emailing Pete Bither, AI10, and to pre-register for it. Let's see. It doesn't show his email. I'll remember to put his email down in the comments section. And don't forget, if you're going to take a test, you can't use your social security number anymore. You got to get an FRN, FCC registration number in advance, which you can get free and instantaneously on the fcc.gov website. So at the Hamfest itself, like they said, there's going to be good food there. They'll have a 50-50 raffle, tailgaters. If you're a member of the Quarter Century Wireless Association, there'll be a luncheon after the Hamfest at a local restaurant. More information will be put out on that later. And they said it's a huge parking lot, so easy for social distancing. They do ask that you bring face mask and do the proper social distancing thing. So hopefully by then most people have had their vaccinations, those who want to get it anyway. So we're looking forward to it. June 5th, there at the Herman Mountain Ski Area. Unfortunately, the Three Rivers Hamfest up in Milo, the organizers there have decided to cancel that one for this year. So there will be no Hamfest in Milo. There is going to be one at the Windsor Fairgrounds, and we'll get more information on that as we get closer. And the Alexander group, the St. Croix Valley Amateur Radio Club, is planning on doing a Hamfest, the Alexander Hamfest, but where it's going to be and the exact date have not been decided yet. So we'll get that information out as soon as we can. So, Hamfests are back. Maybe not as many of them, but they are back. So get out there and support them, and buy or sell some gear, or just go there for the social aspect or whatever. But I look forward to seeing many of you at the Herman Hamfest. I do plan on being there. So that's it on the Hamfest front.
Hi, Phil.
Oh, Bart, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. Well, it was great meeting you on Zoom. I think this might be the first time I've met you. I see you on Facebook all the time, but
I think it is. Yeah, I don't do a lot of Zoom other than work-related things, but glad to be here.
All right, very good. Tell us about the Fusion repeater that's being moved up to Peaked Mountain in Dixmont in the state of Maine.
Sure. It belongs to Jason, KC1DLN. He started out with the machine at his home in Newport, and Jerry, KC1FRJ, graciously let us use some tower space at his site up on top of Peaked Mountain in Dixmont. So we moved the machine up on Tuesday of this week, and been doing some testing, and so far had some very favorable results with that.
Fantastic. Now, is this in the same location where the KQ1L 85 repeater is?
No, that's on, I believe it's Harris Mountain. That is, they're both in Dixmont, and they're both at about 1,200 feet of elevation. So
okay.
Similar performance.
Okay. So now this Fusion repeater is linked also to your repeater, and the frequencies of these repeaters are what now?
Okay, for Dixmont, it's 147,015, and that uses a DCS code of 432, and that's just for the FM analog side. You don't need that if you're just going to run strictly digital system fusion. My repeater in Sydney is 146,625, and that uses a PL tone squelch of 114.8.
Okay.
And like you said, we are linked together. They're only linked in digital mode. When they're switched to FM, it's a standalone repeater.
Okay. Now you mentioned that, and I'm not on DMR or Fusion or anything, so I'm technically challenged here. But you mentioned these reflectors and the rooms. Are these like talk groups that on DMR they have talk groups?
Absolutely, yeah, exactly. That's what it is. DMR uses a talk group. Yaesu System Fusion uses what they call rooms, Wires X rooms, and we're connected to room number 62148.
Okay.
It's called the UFB New England. If you look it up on.
What's the UFB stand for?
Well, it kind of started out as a joke, a joke that we used on 75 meters called the Unfriendly Bunch. But lately I've been calling it the ultimate fusion bunch.
There you go.
So we don't scare anyone away.
And if I get in there, it'll be the ultimate confusion bunch.
That happens to the best of us, believe it or not.
And the other room is called the FCS Reflector 00339. What's the FCS stand for?
To be honest with you, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of FCS reflectors, and they all have different numbers. This one it was given to me, and I use it as a bridge to that Wires X room. The reflectors in the rooms are actually different systems, but the reflector will link to a Wires X room.
Okay.
So not all Wires X rooms have a reflector, but many do, and ours does. And what the reflector is for, a lot of people like to use hotspots. The DVM hotspots that have become real popular. You can use one of those to access the room, which will then in turn be sent down the network to both the repeaters. I personally keep one in my truck when I get out of repeater range. I can use the hotspot function of my cell phone for an internet connection, and now I'm right back into my repeater.
Okay. So if I was to get a Fusion radio, and if my wife's listening, you may witness a murder on Zoom, live on Zoom. But if I was to get that Yaesu, I got one up on the screen right here. What is it? It's a Yaesu FTM 7250 DR for about $260. I could probably, depending on my antenna, hit this repeater and get into this New England room, UFB room, and talk with digital voice to people all over New England.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Does it open it up to anywhere else, or is it just basically the New England area?
Well, people from all over the world can come into that Wires X room.
Okay, yeah.
And we frequently do have people stop by. There are many different rooms. A big question that I get a lot is people want to know if they can change rooms. Unfortunately, because the way we link the repeaters together with Wires X, we've had to lock it down to just that UFB New England room.
Right.
So that's the only one you're stuck on.
Right.
There are other ways to get to different Wires X rooms, but unfortunately not through our repeater system.
Okay. But if you don't have a Fusion radio, but you have a regular 2-meter FM radio, you can still use that repeater as an FM analog repeater.
Correct. But they're not linked.
Right.
They're only standalone in FM.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I appreciate you giving us the scoop on this, and hopefully you'll get a lot of users on there. Is there a lot of Fusion in Maine? I don't think there is there?
It's growing all the time.
Yeah.
I hear new people all the time, and most of them say the same thing. They've bought this fancy new Yaesu radio with Fusion, and they didn't realize there was any repeaters around. Yeah. So, this is great that you're doing this video. That'll hopefully help get the word out. And we've got some things in the works too. There's going to be another repeater in Morrill, just outside of the Belfast area. That's going to be going online very soon.
Yeah.
Actually, they've got their frequency already. Their frequency is going to be 146.715 with a tone squelch PL of 118.8.
Okay.
And that's going to be at N1STN's residence.
Okay, I've heard that call before. My only other question is, I know I've heard a lot of people talk about DMR and how complicated it is to program your radio, your code plugs, and all that. Is Fusion something similar? Is it kind of complicated, or?
I think Fusion is much more user friendly. Yeah. For one thing, it was designed for amateur radio use. If you just want to talk in digital mode, come through the repeater. You don't have to do anything special other than put the frequency in.
Okay.
And actually, digital is easier because you don't need to program in any kind of a PL tone.
Yeah.
You just need just the frequency and change the mode to digital.
Right.
You can get fancier with it. Some of the radios, like the FTM 300 and 400, you can connect directly to your computer, and you'll have a dashboard on your computer screen, and you could access the literally hundreds of Wires X rooms that are out there.
Yeah. All right. Well, fantastic. I appreciate you coming on with us, Bart, and hopefully you'll start getting now. Is it fully operational, or are you just testing it?
It's fully operational. The Sydney and the Dixmont machine are fully operational, and like I said, soon. I'm guessing within a couple of weeks, Morrill will be up, and we've got other irons in the fire too. I can't really let any details out yet, but stay tuned because we're really committed to growing this Fusion system in Maine, and so far we've had a lot of positive response to that.
Well, that's great. It's exciting news and new stuff happening in Maine Ham Radio. The Maine Ham Radio Society is conducting a special event on May 23rd. Actually, it's going to be like May 22nd to the 24th. But we'll be using the special call sign W1S, Whiskey 1 Sierra. And the event is remember the USS Squalus. So it's Whiskey 1 Squalus. The Squalus was a submarine that was doing sea trials on May 23rd, 1939, and had a catastrophic failure of one of its valves. And it sank in the Gulf of Maine and rested at 240 feet below the surface. 26 sailors lost their lives that day, but in what was considered a miraculous rescue, they were able to save 33 people, 32 crewmates and one civilian. So the Maine Ham Radio Society will be conducting a special event May 22nd through the 24th. Be primarily on 20, 40, and 80 meters. 20, 40, and 80 meters, both phone, CW, and digital. And hopefully you'll get a chance to work us. So tune on the bands and listen up for Whiskey One Sierra or Whiskey One Squalus. Hey, folks, if you like my videos and you want me to keep doing them, then share these videos as much as you can. Subscribe to the channel. The more subscribers we have on the channel, the more benefits that YouTube provides us. So we're hoping to break that 100 subscribers mark soon. And so share as much as you can. Very soon, one of our lucky subscribers, hopefully before field day, will win a Maine Ham Radio Society coffee cup. And you can see it's got the logo on one side, and it will have your call sign on the other side. If you're not a ham, then your first name will be on it. So one lucky subscriber to our YouTube channel will win one of these cups. So share it as much as you can. Link it on your Facebook page or your website. Send out in your newsletters and your emails. We'd appreciate the help there. So again, thanks. We appreciate all the support.